our generation, right? I can't speak for the old generation, even though they had their own
I think
actors and actresses, but it was
I
slim,
think
right?
Joy Luck Club came out in the 90s, and that was
Okay,
like the first Hollywood Asian, like all
as like
Asian
lead
cast,
artist, oh, all Asian
all Asian
cast.
cast.
Okay,
So there was that, and then there wasn't anything up until Crazy Rich
right,
Asians,
till much later.
which I would say is a big moment for us. How did you feel when that came out?
Crazy
Like,
Rich
yeah,
Asians. I mean, it fits some stereotypes. First of
yeah,
all, you
yeah,
call it Crazy
yeah,
Rich Asian is like
yeah.
what Asian people are super rich, and
I didn't know
we're
that.
city.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
no, but we're city
yeah.
folks, right? And so,
Very
and
different
we have
types
seen,
of
no,
Asians. Yeah,
you know, you've met Hmong people or
yeah,
Asian people that are doing really well, right?
yeah, yeah,
That roll in nice cars, and so
yeah,
have I.
yeah.
So, and so there's it kind of. I felt like the title played on the stereotype of like that you have a lot of Asians like that out there, hardworking, making a ton of money. So it kind of
Right.
plays on that thing, which is a positive. We can,
Yeah,
if we were gonna weigh negative positive, it's probably more on the positive side.
yeah.
Um,
Which is I think is definitely good that it was a good stereotype, but you know I think it's also a little misleading
yeah.
that
Oh, for sure.
that everybody's doing well, and that's where I feel contrasted about the movie. It was like, man, I think this is great. There's so much representation. It's cool to see an all Asian cast, but that's not my story. Like
Right. Yeah.
I, my parents. I'm first generation. I was first born here. My parents immigrated here. Dude, we grew up on public housing and welfare,
Yeah.
food
You
stamps,
guys
like
were
the
Section
whole
8 and all
nine.
that?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
Asians had money. You
Right.
know, I'd never met a middle class Asian until I got to college, and I was like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are doing all right. Like that's pretty cool. Um, but then, yeah. So I mean, the Asian story is just such. It's well, Asian. You're encompassing
Yeah.
so many different
Yeah.
cultures, right? I
And
mean,
so, just not to switch it up on you, but the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, the nice thing about that one is that she's a laundromat.
yeah,
They own a laundromat,
it's a working
which is a
class
nice,
Asian.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah, yeah.
nice contrast from the
Yeah,
other one.
stereotypical, but still, like I believe that encompasses in more of the Asian American story of somebody
Yeah, for sure. The
here and
majority,
grinding, right?
probably the majority.
Yeah, and where I think Crazy Rich Asians were more. There was one Asian American, and then everybody else was from Singapore,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So everything, everywhere, all at once. That title always gives me a hard time.
yeah.
It was a cool story, yeah, because yeah, it told an Asian American story of a family that's
Yep.
been here for some time now, and it's grinding. She's worried about her daughter going to
Yep.
college,
A lot of
right?
like what I would consider stereotype of Asian community, which are stereotypes, but also kind of true, right? It's like you're pressuring your kid to do the
Yeah.
best. But yeah, so there was that, and then it was like working extra hard trying to get to keep the laundromat running,
Yes.
and so yeah, it was just kind of all it played on all those things, and
Yeah. And where I think it's cool and it's fine to play on Asian stereotypes as long as you're telling an authentic story,
yeah,
right? Because it had all these aspects of what I think we would deem as cliche
yeah,
stereotypes, kind of the tiger mom, right? The tiger parents, the laundromat. I mean, how
yeah,
much more cliche can you get than that? But it worked because it told an authentic story and it was nuanced, right? It wasn't just, it wasn't just somebody, it just wasn't some, they weren't caricatures of themselves. So
yeah.
so I enjoyed that.